Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to replace your sprinkler timer or your sprinkler controller. It doesn't matter what kind you have or what kind you're replacing. The step-by-step instructions of what we're going to do are going to be consistent across many different brands of control valves. So stay tuned and we'll show you how to do it. This happens to be a smart controller. It'll allow me to control the sprinkler valves and the zones from my phone, no matter if I'm on vacation and it's raining and I want to turn off that valve, or if I want to set up a more complex schedule depending on how the plants are growing and they're changing. Maybe some areas of the garden need to be watered more later in the summer. I can easily go in and change those settings within the smart controller system that I can do for my phone. So this is the Orbit Beehive. There are many other brands out there. I'll leave a link in the description for this model, but you can find yours at a local hardware store or online. I happened to find this one secondhand, so somebody was getting rid of it, and it's actually new in box. So let's get started doing it. First thing you'll see is this is an indoor-outdoor model, so if you were to mount it outside for maybe a homeowners association type of a valve, or just inside your home, it has a lock on it, so we can keep that closed. And in the inside, you'll see the area where we're going to connect the wires for the control circuits that go to the valves of each zone. So let's get started. Okay, so here's my existing sprinkler controller or sprinkler timer in the garage. It has a small panel that can pop off where you can access the wires going to the different zones. And what I have done on the drywall is just labeled which zone goes to what area, so I know where it goes. And typically they have numbers on the control valve sections that go to the control valve for the wires. And so you'll see here, it's really hard to see in this image, but one's over here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have a 6-zone sprinkler system, and I have actually a 12-zone controller, but that doesn't matter as long as you have enough zones on the new timer that you have or controller that you have. It should work. I'm not going to use all the extra zones. That's okay. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to unplug from the box, the controller, and then I'm going to unscrew all of these wires and taking note of what color they are so that I can then put them back onto the new controller and have the right zones, the same zone numbers match my existing one. There's two that are for the power. Those can stay on. I don't have to take those off if you just follow the line from your power cord. And now I have just a box that's separated and all the control valve wires. And I'm going to kind of keep them in this orientation. The white in this case was my common. So that's going to be tied to ground or common somewhere else, not right here at the box for all the other signal lines. So all we need is to connect the common to where it says common on my new control box, and then all the other valves in the appropriate place, mount it to the wall. So here's my new control box. In this case, to get at the back, you'll just open the face there, and the wires are going to come in through this bottom hole and then connect to these different zones, the zone numbers. So this particular bag comes with, this particular box came with a little screwdriver that I can use to loosen those tiny screws, and the wires will then just get inserted right into the holes that are here. We'll open up, make sure that these are open up all the way. You can kind of see that they're open, and as you tighten them down, you actually it clamps it down. So we're going to actually, these are not open. Now they're open, so we're going to loosen all the ones that we have so that they're nice and wide open. There's two commons. There's a common on this side, which I think we'll probably use since it's already on the left side, but there's another common here and here. If we had multiple commons, we could do that. This looks like it has a signal path for a sensor, maybe a rain gauge sensor or a rain sensor to turn off the timer if it's wet. We don't need that. So we're just going to use 1 through 6 and this common right here. In this case, this little flange was for the old control box. I need a little bit more space for my wires, and I don't need this on the wall, so I'm going to take these screws completely out. It'll be mounted right about like that. I think I can just feed the wires right into that hole though. And if I do that, I'll line it up and put the screws where they need to go. Okay, so to mount this, on the back of the box there is a small mounting feature. And what I am going to do is I want to mount it there, and then I'm going to put one screw in the side as well. So I lined it up to where I want it to be, and about right here. It's fine, doesn't have to be precise. And then from the top, I'm going to put my pencil down to make a scribe, a little line in where that hole is. So just reach down, make a little spot. Now you can see I probably made a hole right around here. I want that to be mounted where the screw fits right here. So I'm just going to go up a little bit and say there is my mounting point right there. That seems fine. I don't know if there's a stud there or not. So what I'm going to do is I'll first just try putting a screw in the wall. Okay, there is not a stud there at all. So I'm going to back it back out, bring it back in again, back it out until that's loose. Now I'm just in drywall. And what I'm doing is I'm basically just creating a hole for my anchor. If you want to make your hole wider in drywall, one little trick is just to take the screw and just drag it along the hole, and that will create a bigger hole for you. There it is, anchor's in. Just tap it into the wall a bit. And now I'm going to bring my screw into that anchor and leave about a 1/4 inch to about a 1/4 inch gap between the anchor and the head of the screw. Let's see how it fits. A little tricky to line up. There it is. All right, it's lined up and on there. Now just to stabilize it, I'm going to put one screw in here to hold it on. All the weight and the pressure is on that one screw. It doesn't have to be too hold up too much weight, so I'm not concerned if this second one just hits drywall only. I'll just level it off. Now I'm going to feed these wires in through this hole. Some of these are a little tight. Let's see if they all fit. It looks like they're not going to fit. I'll punch out that bottom. Now I'm going to take my little screwdriver, put the white into the common, tighten it down and make sure it doesn't come loose. I'll give it a little wiggle there. That's good. Red is number 1. Then it's blue, green, yellow, brown, black. Now, this little panel had come off when I was working on it. It's just a little ribbon cable and a connector on it. I'll just carefully line it up and push that back in. Mount it to the door hinge. And then we'll plug it in. We're good to go. Now we have it all lined up. We can go into our app and make sure that our zones are labeled properly and do all that. But this is how you quickly and easily mount a new sprinkler controller. Thanks for watching. Please like this video, subscribe, so you can learn how to do more things around your house and your garage. And we'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.